Hello guys, I'm Damon. I'm Chinese. I like movie. I like English. I watched the movie called Life last night. The poster made me feel like it was just combination of two movies, Gravity and The Martian, but with multiplayer. But I never expected that it was a very good horror film even compared to the movie Alien, and it follows the typical style of horror film. A group of boys and girls encounters monster or homicidal maniac. Then people get themselves killed as a result of the stupid mistakes they make. What makes it different is where it happens. The movie Life is set in outer space. It's a six-member crew including the lead actor Ross and the lead actress Rachel. To be honest, you couldn't figure out who is the lead actor and the lead actress until the end of the movie. The rest of the group is made up of a black biologist with a disability, Brack, a Japanese pilot, Ichiro, an American engineer, Engineer Guy, and a commander, Commander Gal. I don't like this kind of movie where there are more than one actors and more than one actresses, which causes me to expend time and energy on naming them. Fortunately, they get themselves killed so fast and easily. The film follows the crew that receives a FedEx package from Mars. They open it. There is a single-celled organism in the package. Then Brack becomes a daddy. He uses the glucose to feed this creature. It quickly grows into multi-celled organism that American school children name Calvin. Calvin is growing larger by the hour. Well, it's only a matter of time before something horrible happens. One day the composition of air in the lab changes because Brack forgets to lock the door. As a result of that, Calvin becomes dormant. Brack is getting worried sick. He revives Calvin with electronic shock immediately. What the hell? Weren't you guys told at safety education course that people are not supposed to revive aliens with electronic shock? And why he does that by hand instead of by remote control? It's so unsafe. Sure enough, Calvin becomes hostile and attacks Brack, crushing his hand. Isn't there supposed to be emergency measure could be taken in the lab? Outside the lab, the rest of the group stands and does nothing, watches it devour a lab rat. Finally, they realize that they are supposed to rescue Brack. Engineer Guy enters the lab to rescue Brack, but Calvin lunges onto his leg. After he unsuccessfully attacks with a flamethrower, Calvin enters his mouth, killing him from the inside.
First blood.
Emerging from the guy's mouth, Calvin grows even larger. Because of flamethrower, all sprinkler heads are turned on automatically. What the fucking sprinkler heads they are! They could only be turned off by hand one by one. Sure enough, Calvin escapes through the last sprinkler head and drinks up the coolant for communications. As a result of that, station can't be connected to Wi-Fi network and they can't video chat on Skype. Command Gal performs a spacewalk to fix the communications. Calvin attacks her outside the space station, rupturing her spacesuit, causing liquid to fill her helmet. She is drowned in her spacesuit. Calvin attempts to enter the station through the thrusters. Ichiro tries to use the thrusters to blast it off. Well, it's really like playing whack-a-mole. The station loses too much fuel, so it enters a decaying orbit. Because they need to use remaining fuel to get back into a safe orbit, they have to allow Calvin back into the station. After it gets back into the station, Calvin attaches itself to Brack's leg. The lines don't tell us why Brack doesn't tell his friends about Calvin being on his leg. He can't feel his leg because of the disability, or he loves his adopted son Calvin so much. Anyway, he dies finally. Calvin attacks the remainder of the crew. Then Ichiro seals himself inside a sleeping pod. Ross and Rachel enters the control room and locks the door. Earth sends a Soyuz capsule. Our friend Rachel says that's her protocol. The Firewall 1 is the lab, the Firewall 2 is the station. If the Firewall 1 and 2 fail, They are not coming to rescue us. They are pushing us out to deep space to protect Earth from Calvin. Ichiro doesn't know that. Believing this to be a rescue, he lifts his pod and attempts to force open the capsule's hatch, which finally results in the capsule detaching and crashing into the station, and Calvin attacks Ichiro in the process. Triple kill! After the station is wrecked, the temperature drops rapidly. They are suffocating. There usually is a love story in disaster films. Life won't be the exception. So, at this critical juncture, they start flirting. They are chatting about their past, about the moon, about stars. Finally, after years and years, Ross recalls to escape pod. I lure Calvin into one pod and pilot it into deep space. You escape to the Earth in the other pod. Then one of the pods is piloted into deep space. The other one performs a controlled re-entry and lands in the ocean. But as fishermen approach the pod and look inside, it's revealed to be Ross's pod, who is now encased in the alien, which has transformed into a black whip-like substance. Guess what? The escape pods are set to default entry trajectory, and as what we knew from the beginning, Ross's muscle atrophy has accelerated, so Ross can't hold the stick long enough to override the flight path. And Rachel's pod hits the debris and is knocked off course. What lies ahead of her is the infinite universe. Is she going to live? I'm not going to exclude the possibility that she would be rescued by the Guardians of Galaxy. The fishermen are able to open the pod door, then the camera abruptly changes to an aerial view with two other fishing boats heading towards the scene. This is the end of video. Love you guys.